So let's now look at some of the main tools made available for us in Microsoft Clipchamp. So you would have created an account at this point. So what we've got here on the left-hand side under the Your Media tab, this is where you're going to import all of your media. So you would have imported one of your videos and your audio, and you can actually preview them by just hovering over them. So what we'll do is we'll grab this piece of footage, and in order to use something, you can either click the Add to Timeline button, which is the plus button. You can delete it completely from your media asset library, or you can just drag it into the timeline. And what's even better is I've actually broken it up so it identifies the type. So your videos go here, all of your audio go here, and all of your images go here. So I've just dragged it into my timeline. So let's look at some of the main tools. So if we wanted to adjust the size or the crop factor, we can actually grab from the corner and move it either forward or back, depending if we want it to be larger or smaller. So that's just some of the cool little things we've got here. We've also got fit, so it automatically fits to the dimensions of our project. Crop, so that's when we want to just focus on, particularly maybe if I wanted to zoom into this particular part, so I have a close-up of their hands typing the board, and then from there I can actually fill it so it fits the dimensions of the page, which is really impressive. If you want to rotate, you just rotate and it rotates at 90 degrees. If you want to flip the image horizontally or vertically, you can do it that way. So there's some of the image control tools. You're probably not going to need them most of the time, but they're really handy to have that they're there. Now, let's look down at our timeline, which is the focus of this particular video. So if we want to zoom into a particular spot, let's click the plus icon or control equal, and that zooms us in. So you notice how the seconds are getting smaller, the increments of those seconds, which basically just allows us to focus in on a particular point and line up if we've got a particular piece of audio that we want playing at a certain point in time. This proves to be really handy. Now, because we can zoom right in and line it up within the second, which is absolutely amazing. If you want to zoom out, you just click the minus icon, where you can actually go zoom to fit, which just gets all of the assets in the project and lines them up, or zooms out to that particular point where we can see every asset that is on our project timeline. So that's what this area at the bottom here is, your project timeline. Now, if we would like to cut this footage because it's 2 minutes long, video brief says video should only be a minute long, we can go to the point where there's a minute. We can actually do one of two things. So we can go split, which is that little scissor icon, and look at that, it split our clip. You can actually do the same to the audio using the split icon. In order to adjust the length of our clip or our video or audio asset, you move to the sides and you adjust it. But it can only ever go as long as the actual clip is. So if the clip's only 2 seconds long, it's not going to go any further than 2 seconds. Whereas these ones are 2 minutes long, so we know that they can run for 2 minutes. So this is just a breakdown of some of the image control tools that affect our playback area, which is this area up here, and some of the basic tools that we can use to alter the distance of our timeline and split and adjust the length of clips, which is really handy.